Well, welcome to 2017, everybody. How are you? Jerry Neville, you made it another year.
Another year.
There were debates going on.
I will be 39 in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I am clearly at the top of the hill looking down into the valley at this point.
What's it look like on the other side?
It's dark.
It's dark.
And there's lots of gray hair from what I hear. So
Yeah. Well, I'm still climbing, but I'll be there soon, man. I'm not far behind you.
it won't take long.
Well, hey, guys, just want to get a couple things to you to kick off 2017. Number one, group registration kicks off this weekend in the lobby. We have registration for all groups, men's, women's, getting started, neighborhood groups, which is what you guys are interested in. So attached to this email is a launch guide to help you kick off your group in the new year in the right way. So be sure to check out all of that information. The second thing is we could use your help in the lobby with registration at the registration table. It's a great way for people to be able to interact with you as a leader, for you to invite people into your group, or just help get them connected and take a next step. So anyway, all that to say, we believe 2017 is going to be an epic year.
Yes.
It's going to be unbelievable, off the charts. Now, we're only a few days into it, so that could change by
My horoscope said it was going to be an epic year.
Well, I'm glad that somebody's paying attention to what's going on there.
Yeah. I don't really read the horoscopes.
Somebody's at home going, Jen, Neville reads horoscopes?
No.
They're already typing the email.
Don't bother sending
Dear
the
Dave
email.
Stone, did you know Jerry Neville? Anyway,
Don't read those things.
we want to make sure that this year is an epic year. And if you missed it this weekend, Jerry, you preached an epic sermon for Victory Weekend.
I don't know about epic.
Yeah, it was pretty stinking good, man. So
thanks, man.
for those that weren't there, I think it was so important for them to hear, possibly as a group leader. You know, Christians is great, but I think what you preached on was so specific to what is needed for a group leader, a disciple maker, that I wanted you to share a little bit of that with them. So give us, in a nutshell, what did you preach about this weekend?
Yeah, I talked about, there's a couple of passages. There's 3 different gospel accounts of 3 different stories that involve all the same men, and these men are fishermen, and Jesus calls them to leave fishing to follow him. And first time they do that. Well, then the next time Jesus calls them, they're back to fishing again. And at that second story in Luke 5, that they literally leave everything. Jesus has caught them red-handed, and they're fishing, and they're not catching anything. But Jesus says, from now on, you will fish for people. And the last story, and I didn't get to cover this weekend, and you might want to check this out, is John 21, where after the resurrection, they've seen Jesus, they've been with him, they know that something amazing is getting ready to happen, and Peter looks at his buddies and says, I'm going fishing. And they go, 7 of them go fishing, and they don't catch anything, and Jesus shows up, and they catch fish, a bunch of fish again. Yeah. But what I love at the very end of that is Jesus looks at Peter and says, Peter, do you love me more than these? And I have to believe he's talking about those fish, because the next thing he says is, if so, then feed my lambs. And so I love that story because it reminds me a lot of me. I'm tempted to fish for lots of different things instead of fishing for people. I'm tempted to be distracted by lots of different things. But I love that because it's really a reminder of what Jesus has called us to. Right. And that has a lot to do with why we do groups the way that we do. We do groups in circles instead of rows because we want people making eye contact and talking. And it's a way to fish for people. And one of the things I wish I had thought to say this weekend, and this is especially true for you group leaders. Yeah. Your living group is a great net and a great boat to use to fish for people. And you don't have to have a huge house to do that. You can just, whether you can fit 7 people or 17 people, let it be a tool that you can use to fish for people. And it might be people at work. It might be people in your neighborhood. It might be people in your family. We've already had a couple of family members reach out to us that are interested in coming to church here, and we want to get them into our home before we ever get them here because we kind of want to bridge that gap along the way. So that was kind of the gist of the message, and that's something that we're all called to, not just pastors. Yes, we are all called to fish for people.
And man, what I love, the challenge that you went to specifically this weekend, you applied it across the board, but really that invitation that Jesus was giving was to you as a leader, to us. To be workers in the ministry alongside him. And so, man, I can't think of anything more epic than the opportunities that you specifically have given me across, over the last few years, but anything more epic than seeing Jesus become real to somebody. Yeah. And so as Jerry put so well, your living room as the net and your house is the boat, the opportunity to build a relationship with people, help them grow as followers of Jesus, that is the setup for an epic 2017.
Yeah. And there's a lot of ways that you guys can do this what happens in a home group is really, really, really important because that's just normal everyday life during the week, and you get to set the days and the times and the frequency of that. But we want to help you also. We have a group coming up called Epic Old Testament.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the story,
2017.
Epic.
Yes.
If you don't know the story of the Old Testament, me and Adam and Eddie are going to be in there, and we're going to be teaching the story of the Old Testament.
Yes.
And the more that story comes to life, the more it comes into our lives.
Yeah.
So that would be a great opportunity. And a variety of other groups. But let us help you, one, equip you, but then you can also take that to the people in your group and help them grow along the way. And don't underestimate what God might be doing in small ways. It takes a long time to fish for people.
Yeah.
Sometimes the fish jump in the boat, but most times they don't.
It's really great when they do.
It
just doesn't happen often.
It's a long process, but when you see it come to fruition, it's an amazing thing. And so hang in there and let's just get fishing together.
Yeah, Jerry, thanks for sharing that. After this weekend, couldn't think of a better way to encourage our leaders to kick off 2017. If you missed it, the link to Jerry's full message is below in the email, so be sure to click that and check it out. But we'll see you this weekend with registration kicking off. Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, guys.